Okay, so let's just address a couple viewer comments about driving screw with a drill. One viewer said, max speed and set the clutch or else you're gonna strip the head of the screw. That's really good advice if your drill has a consistent clutch. A lot of the modern drills don't, because the manufacturers haven't really focused on that, because a lot of people use impact drivers. And the more powerful drills seem to be even less consistent. This Hercules clutch is pretty much worthless if you're trying to be consistently driving. Now, if your drill doesn't have a consistent clutch, you're gonna have to learn a different technique. Number one would be trigger control. So you can drive it flush without overdriving it. Now, as for the second half of that comment, stripping out the head of the screw, I highly suggest you stop using number 2 Phillips. Because that's exactly what happens. I'd highly recommend you switch to T25 and get a good fitting bit. And you'll almost never strip out the head of that screw. Now let's address the second comment. That commenter said switch to speed 1 or you'll strip out the wood. From my experience, that's really rare unless you're dealing with MDF, and that's a whole different monster right there. You might as well just use a manual screwdriver with MDF and a pilot hole. But as far as regular wood like Douglas fir, we're back in speed 2 and still in drill mode. As you can see, it drove them all the way past flush and none of them stripped out in the wood. I have had it happen when fastening metal to wood for some reason. Now, speed 1 does definitely give you more control. When driving fasteners with a more powerful drill. And some really weak drills, you may have to switch to speed 1 just to get it to drive some longer screws. One thing I have experienced with a more powerful drill in speed 1 though, is that sometimes you get so much torque, you can actually snap the bit or the screw, just like with an impact driver. Now, when joining 2 pieces of wood together, you definitely risk splitting that top piece regardless of speed, especially if you're using a larger diameter fastener. As you can see, we got really lucky. We didn't split the wood. But when you're joining 2 pieces of wood together, you really want to use a pilot hole. And hopefully you enjoyed the content. If you did, help us grow this channel. And we'll catch you next time.